onto that screen, and so that you don't need to hold a phone. You can just talk. And then there's also a GPS on that as well. Tells you where you are, just in case you're lost. I knew someone who only used the GPS. We said to her, why aren't we using the GPS? Because the GPS was saying turn right at First Street. So First Street is coming up, for instance. First Street is coming up, and when we go past First Street, say, well, we were supposed to turn right at First Street. So then the computer comes on and says, continue on and turn right at 2nd Street. So we drive on, and she drove past 2nd Street, and then the computer says, now turn right at 3rd Street. And if it's possible for a computer to sound annoyed, I'm sure that one would be saying, well, what the hell, why am I here? And of course she ignored all of that, and when asked, why aren't you using the GPS? She said, well, I only use the GPS when I'm lost. Which I guess, yeah, well, it's one way. So right now, even though the camera's facing the wrong way, you should be able to see that there's very little traffic on the road. Just you can tell that by what passes here. Also, we're not being hampered or harassed by checkpoints. The checkpoints are set up, but they're not being manned. Plus, an interesting thing happened at the bank the other day. When they stopped doing the contact tracing. So whereas before you had to go through that silly rigmarole of, gosh, a lot of information going into that little piece of paper: your age, date of birth, destination, where you're going and why, what sex you are, signature, name, address, and that's all going into that computer. Well, that piece of paper, which I wonder if they ever did anything with it. There must be a mountain of those things now. They've actually had so many things that have been filled out. Now we're getting a little bit of traffic. What happens when you're driving in the Philippines, certainly for us, this is my Philippines, so this is the Philippines that I talk about. We're in the province, on the small island, relatively small island of Bohol, which is off what we would think of as the main island, which is Cebu. So we're off there, and when you drive, you are driving on the national highway. So this is the national highway, and you would have huge trucks like the two that have just passed, the suicide vans, what I call the suicide vans, because they travel at such an incredible speed, because they are fast and cheap, and they're probably cheap because they're so fast, but it's taking your life in their hands, which I try never to do. But what you have is you have all of these tricycles, and there's two kinds of mindset. If you think about it, there are two kinds. Somebody who is going from here to, or has gone from one of the ports, which could be Tubigon. It could also be a Taffy, but mainly Tubigon is one of the bigger ports, and that could be a heavy goods vehicle, and they are on their way, say, to Tagbilaran or further, and that's their mindset. Even the white vans, which they go one hell of a speed, I can tell you. I used to joke about them that they are trained how to do their job, and before they actually get to drive a van, they have an internship with a circus on the Wall of Death, because that seems sometimes what their mindset is, that if they're going to die, they're going to take everybody with them. But anyway, you get that one mindset of people who are going all the way through, and then offset that with the fact that small little settlements, little communities are straddled either side of the national highway, and for them the mindset is local. Children play on the side of the road, they go to school, there are tricycles, there are the most common form of transport is the motorcycle. There are so many, unbelievable number of motorcycle stores. I'm looking at one over there, and there's about maybe 100 bikes out the front. And I know if I were to turn right, there would be another store, and that store has about 100 bikes. And yet you still see them dropping off more bikes. Now once that is passed, there's another bike place there. So there's another bike place. And it won't be long before we're passing another. In fact, there's another bike place. So that one is selling as well. See, so the bike places, the bike stores abound. They are beyond counting. And we haven't even gotten into the main areas, which would be the prime places to sell. And so back to the idea of the national highway mixing with all of this slow local traffic. I'm now behind a tricycle. Tricycle has its passenger. Tricycle taxi. They have a passenger, and is going about his business. He's ferrying a fare. Right? Another tricycle place, another bike place there. So I could be on my way. Another bike place. Amazing. It really is amazing. And another one. How many has that been? 5 or 6? So my speed is down to 21 kilometers. 20 kilometers an hour. So it's really, well, it's only just over 1500 revs, not even, about 1200. So it's actually on 1000 RPM right now, so hardly ticking over. See, but I don't mind. I'm really good about the fact that this is small town. I want to live in a small town. We don't have parking tickets, which is pretty amazing. No parking tickets. We don't have traffic wardens. Another bike place. There's another one there. I think another one. Is there another one there? No. But there's definitely another one there, and a place there for repairing. See, so now we're now into the town. So my first call is to go to the bank and get some money. Now, this is a little snippet of life in the Philippines. When I go to the bank, because I'm an old fart, it doesn't actually say this. Another place for bikes, another one there, another one there, and another one right next door to it. Those are all for motorcycles. So what they do is they try and fool you here by saying bi-monthly. So bi-monthly you can buy something, and because they've halved the payment, it seems like you're getting it very cheap and it will be easy to afford, which actually it is. So I want to get past this guy. He's fallen asleep up there on the gas tank. So when you get that mix between local traffic and a little guy in his tricycle taxi making a living, how can you fault that? And then the heavy goods driver who's ploughing along trying to get from A to B. See, now there's two, I don't know whether you can see that, but there's a police truck is parked there, and somebody needing to park, so he's just double parked on opposite the police vehicle. There's a place to park there, but it's so tight. I will reverse in. It's a little bit tight on that side. I just want to make it so everybody can get in and out of their truck or car. What I love about this truck is the camera. There's a camera at the back. You can hear that beeping. Okay, that's right on the red line, which tells me that I'm as far as I should be. So put it into park. I never did get round to talking much more about the truck, but that's my meandering nature. So now I will have to, and this really irks me, I'll have to put this stupid thing on. I'm sorry, but it's my opinion. And I can't get in the bank. I can't get in the bank without a mask and without this thing, even though everyone that is wearing one of these wears it like this. So it's not a face shield, it's more like a very strange hat. But that's what that's what it's like. and nobody tries to enforce it. I haven't heard anybody say, can you put the visor down please? Nobody does that. So I'm here and got my job to do, and I'll leave everything as it is. Thanks for looking in. Bye for now.